How's it going, guys? Kevin back at you with another video. Today's video we're going to be checking out my clipless body mounting system for the Axial Basecamp. I know you guys have been asking for it. It's finally here just in time for Axial Fest. So let's get to it. I'll show you guys how it works and then how to install it. Alright, so as you can see, super sturdy. This thing's not going anywhere. You can pick up the entire truck by it. It's super strong. On the outside we have our twist. This is very similar to the TX4 clipless body mounting system that I developed for those. Basically just quick twist counterclockwise. You'll feel a little bit of resistance. That's part of the locking mechanism. And then that will just basically pop free. Once that pops free, you basically pick up the body straight up. You can see the pieces stay attached to the truck here. On the underside, you can see the actual sort of locking pieces. And then on the chassis side here, we've got our Formlabs durable resin. So this stuff can take quite a hit. We have two of our front pieces with two height adjustments here if you want your body sunken down lower or a little bit higher. And then in the rear here, we have a brace that goes across. This is included in the kit, as well as the two posts. So if you drop them all the way down, you don't need the brace. If you extend them up, I recommend adding this brace as it'll increase the strength and the durability here. But then with that, basically you can just drop this guy back on. And now if you can't find it and you're sort of just spinning, I recommend just looking at your rear bumper. You want to keep them horizontal when you're putting them on, and then just sort of apply a little bit of down pressure and you'll feel them click right in. And then once they're on, they're nice and secure. You can knock your truck around, you can roll it around. It should be really nice and durable. It's not indestructible, but it should be able to take more than its fair share of a beating. So with that, I will show you guys how to install it. All right, so we'll start on the rear here. So this brace is basically meant to help take some side impacts and sort of support these two together. There's a little screw in the middle here that you can loosen this, and then that allows you to slide the brace in and out to get to the right distance here between the two. And that way you can sort of apply as much pressure as little pressure, either pulling them apart or pushing them together if you need to do some minor adjustments there. The rear body posts look just like this, very similar to some of my other designs, but basically when you remove your stock body post, you want to take note of how high they're sitting and then line it up with the top, because this is where the body's going to sit. And then what you're going to do is basically just slide this guy through, slide it down. This is after you've removed the little pin here. And once you slide that down, you're going to wait till the hole lines up. And once that hole lines up, you're going to nice and carefully slide that in. And you want to make sure that this is nice and horizontal, because that will help line up the strakes on the top pieces. And then you just tighten that down. So I'll do that on the other side here as well. And you don't need to go crazy, you just need to get them nice and snug. Once they get nice and snug, then your rear part is on. So with that, let's move to the front. All right, so on the front here, you're gonna find the screws are on the side. So basically, you'll just take these out. Again, sort of take note of where your body height is relative to the new pieces from the old pieces. You can see we've got two holes here, sort of your stock height, and then slightly adjusted from that. I prefer mine on the stock, kind of keeps the body clear of the bumper here. If you want it sunken in a little bit more into the bumper, you can certainly use the higher up hole, really whatever your preference is. Obviously, if you have an aftermarket body that's got the same mounting locations, you can screw those in. But once those are in, they're nice and strong. They're not going anywhere. They should be able to take a good hit or two. Of course, if you have any problems, always reach out. I'm always happy to help. I made sure that this could clear the stock servo. Aftermarket servos, if they're much taller, you're probably going to have to lift this up. This is pretty much the same problem that you're going to have with the stock design, so I made sure that this at least has the same clearance as a stock part. And the nice thing about this doesn't interfere anything with the winches or anything, since this all is attached to the body. So with that, let's jump into showing you how to attach the body side parts. Alright, so on the body side, you're going to have this small piece, an M3 lock nut, and then you're going to have the top piece with an M3 by 10 millimeter bolt here. So that basically slides through that. You take your M3 nut, this will slide on the bottom, put it just like so. And then for the Basecamp specifically, these holes, I found some of them tend to be a little bit tighter. So this is something where I'm going to be including as an option a body reamer, so that way you can help sort of get that hole a little bit wider, because in some cases these won't fit since these holes are actually a little bit tighter. So I'm going to include that as a future option and an add-on essentially. Some of the early ones I am experimenting with a little bit smaller of these, so you don't have to ream the holes quite as much. It's only about a 0.5 millimeter, so it's really not much. So if you ever go back to the stock body mounting post, you're probably not going to know the difference because it's just a 0.5 millimeter increase in diameter. I just used a simple deburring tool to basically just widen that up a small little amount. You could use probably a variety of things from an old knife or something, but I am going to include that as an option later on, so it's not going to be something that's going to be offered right away, but it will come later down the line. So with that, then you take this, push it in, and then if you notice, these actually have little tabs on them, and that's what keys these two pieces together. So you want to kind of twist it until you can feel it drop into the tab, and then I apply a little bit of pressure. You can see it sort of started to spin there. This is the point where you want to kind of wiggle both sides with your left and right hand here, and then just tighten that nice and snug. Once it's nice and snug, this should freely move, and you can check to make sure that you're getting enough engagement on the screw in the backside. If you want, you can tighten it a little bit more. It should still move fairly easily. You can always back it out a little bit if it's a little bit too tight. But with that, then you can grab your chuck, bring this over. Sort of takes a little bit getting used to sort of find them to start, but essentially what I always recommend is sort of find a reference point on the bumper, make sure the strakes are going horizontal, and then twist it. And then as you can see and here, that's sort of the locking mechanism that you're hearing when I twist it. And so push it down, twist, push it down, twist, and then just like that, body is on and it is not going anywhere. So you can see it's super nice and secure. I really hope you guys enjoy this. Be sure to check out some of my other videos where I have all of my products that are on my store. Be sure to check out my Etsy store, and of course the link in the description for where to buy this. I really appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving me. And so with that, I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.